Yo people in it, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, obviously we're doing a tier list here. I should probably introduce the video first. We're doing a partial res type soul tier list. Basically I'm going to be ranking all the partial reses depending on both how strong I think they are and kind of how cool they are. This will be a more kind of how strong I think everything is focused. I'll have a little bit of bias in terms of I just think this res is cooler than this res, but for this most part this should be more based on how strong I think a res will be. But before I get into this, I wanted to try this because I haven't really tried it yet. It feels a little scummy, but if you're at this point in watching, please like and subscribe. Be appreciated. I'm gonna try to get to the 5K at some point so I can start posting the Typesful videos in the fucking videos channel. But goddamn, is that a while away? Like 5K? Goddamn. Alright, let's get right into this. Obviously, this is a tier list. This will be subjective. I'm using my opinions. This is not a fact, but it will pretty much be a fact because I'm just better. Don't look at my win rate. Alright, starting off, I'm going to start with the most biased one, and that's the one that I have pretty much used fully only. Like, fully, and that is Shark, which is going in an automatic S tier. There's a reason why I use this, alright? It's fucking so nice with Keto, man. I'm an Arankar Keto main. I've been an Arankar Keto main, and goddamn do I love Shark. Even though it doesn't do much damage, having the X move to be able to just go into the water and get a free just out of any combos, can even get some hits, just make some distance. The C lands almost all the time because even if they block it, you can kind of follow up with some other moves. It doesn't do much damage, but I really love it. The Z is okay. I mean, it is also another kind of free damage because not a lot of people block it for some reason. Whenever I'm on Shark, I feel like people are just not blocking as much compared to when I'm on other builds. Maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, I'm putting Shark in S. It is so cool. It's the one I mainly use. Cry about it. I don't care. It has the Segunda, even though Segundas and full reses aren't really competing into this. I think if you go the X and the C move as your two partial res moves, it's just crazy good. I really like it. You can use the Z move somewhat, but I believe the Sharks and the Whirlpool are just the best way to do it. Following it up with another S tier just because, man, it's a mythical and oh boy is it strong. You've fought a lot of lights. Playing a wrong card at all, you're gonna fight a lot of lights just in Hueca Mundo, and then going into ranked, it's pretty popular just because it's rare, but I think this is honestly pretty strong and it's going in S tier because anything with animations in this game pisses me off, and getting thrown up in the air and kicked down is just cancer. Not to mention, like, I guess the moves are pretty blockable / parryable. I will say that I think light is pretty easy to block and parry, and obviously if this was pre-nerf it'd be an instant S, and I was thinking this was still gonna be an S honestly, but I'm looking at this. We have dash, we have the flurry of kind of shooting out the beams. The combos you can do are pretty cool with it, but I don't think I can put it in S. Genuinely, like, I can beat light users relatively easy. Maybe it's just because I've fought a lot of light users, but I think I'm putting it in A+, not S. I think it's still really strong. You get a lot of posture increase. You can block break pretty easy. The dash move is really hard to read sometimes. Maybe I'm crazy, but sometimes I cannot tell when they're dashing or when they're using other moves. Throw up into the air move is pretty much free damage, but then obviously you're kind of leaving yourself open afterwards because if a person's smart, they're going to know how you're going to fall. I think I need to put in A+, though this next one's definitely going in S. It's what everyone's using. I was tempted to use it at the start, but then I saw everyone was using it. It's just so strong. It's free either posture or free damage. It's just, do I need to say more about Stark? There's a reason why everyone uses it. It's so strong. It's definitely, since the light nerfs, the most busted. I'll even put it above Shark, even though I am a Shark glazer, dude. Alright. Next up, Storm, which I think is really interesting. It's another one of them that are, like, kind of built around Hakuda, but not as much as others, like Bone or something. but I think it's like, I could definitely see you going a speed or a kendo build, but I think for the most part, Storm's gonna do really good with a fucking Hakuda build, similar to like Lightning on Shikai's. But I think this is generally kind of underrated. This is kind of broken. It's just very fast moves, hard to read sometimes. I don't think it gets into the tier of light, but for now, man, I feel like there's some better options. I feel like it is really strong and really underrated. It's just not a lot of damage. You can do some crazy combos if you're good with it, but at base, I think I'm just putting it in B tier. I think it's around average for where the partial res should be, because it kind of has its own moveset. I think the only reason I'm even considering it strong is because of Hakuda, which obviously anything with Hakuda is going to make it strong. Hakuda is just really broken right now. It's not even that Hakuda is broken right now, by the way. I'm going to go on a little tangent here. I just hate Hakuda animations so much. Why do I have to sit here and fucking wait for them to hit me into the air and try to start parrying? Just let them do ground combos. I swear to God, it'd be so much just funner. Waiting for them to get done with their stupid, silly animations is what annoys me so much with Hakuda, because it's the same animations every time, and you have to wait the like 2 seconds before you're up in the air and they're ready to start hitting you. I don't even, like, I think its strength is okay, it's a little strong, but I think just get rid of the stupid air animations. Just make it ground combos, please, for the love of all that is holy. Which I think they've talked about doing, so that's nice. Next up's, like, this is a common, but it is genuinely one of the strongest in the game, and that's Bone. Once again, another kind of carried by Hakuda, but I think even without Hakuda, this can be strong. The one move where they summon the, like, giant spine and it fucking attracts you, it's so good. Sometimes it's really, because sometimes it's the spines spawn in just the weirdest place, so you have, like, you need to be instant with the fucking block, and because they kind of are randomly with how they travel, it's, sometimes you get hit, and it's just like, damn, I don't think I could have done anything there. I blocked, but it said, nah. At this time, I traveled 1 second slower. And once again, it's one of these moves that give just free posture, and can, if it hits, it's gonna stun them for a second, and can be followed up with some crazy Hakuda combos, even some crazy normal combos, I think. Plus, the other moves aren't too bad. They're a little basic, but they definitely put in some work. But I think that spine move so far, what I've seen, is just crazy. I think this is another A+. I don't think it's on the levels of these, but it's, like, I don't think I can really say it's better than, like, partial res. Well, no, I don't think I can. Maybe I'm still just distracted by how strong it used to be and it being a mythical, but I think Bone is slightly worse. Obviously, with Hakuda, I think it is better, but if we're talking overall builds, I don't think it's the best. Plus, it's just not the coolest looking, right? I mean, it's not the biggest factor here, but we also gotta consider how does something look, and Bone's kinda boring. Not going to lie. Next up, I kinda hate Vampire. It's a really strong one, and I think a lot of people have realized it's really strong, because the Poland move, if you know how to fucking parry right afterwards, can counter it. If you're like me and you're garbage at parrying right after it, it's so cancer. It's like free damage and a free combo start. It's good, but it's like counterable. And it's like, yeah, sure, they have that Poland move. Honestly, let me look at the vamp moves here. Yeah, you have the spear that sucks in. I have the dash. Oh, you gain HP on the dash. I didn't know that. And then Echo, which it doesn't really do anything, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the C Echo is more of just to scare your opponents of, ooh, what's this guy doing? But I feel like like, I guess you get anti-heal. Oh, and if you M1, you bite them. Cool. I don't see that doing much damage, and healing's alright, but in this game, honestly, healing doesn't matter that much unless you're in a medic build and just healing a crazy amount. I'm gonna put Vampire in A. I think the Poland move is just too strong, plus the dash is honestly not bad with stealing both Ray and HP. I think it's not bad. I do think it is honestly better than Storm from an overall point of view, but I don't think it's into these because with the spear suck-in, if you're good, you can parry right after. Even though it's a really good starter, like combo starter, it can be parried, and obviously if you dash out of it, you're good. Sorry about that. Next up into probably the only F tier on this list. Just gonna be honest, I don't get why you would go Tiger or Slash. I don't know why it has two names, but why would you go this when Pantera is right there? Like, I don't get it. I don't know if Slash is like a little bit stronger, but even, well, it's a common, so surely it's not. And it's like, Pantera just does the same shit with Slashes, but looks cooler. Why is Tiger in the game? It's the one partial res where I'm looking and I'm like, why are you here? Like, there's a few boring ones, but genuinely, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe if it's some crazy meta thing, it'd probably be good with Hakuda, but I'm just gonna go Pantera, personally. It just looks cooler. It's just, hey, you want this common white Slashes, or you want this cool, rare blue Slashes? It's up to you. Like, what? Why would I ever pick Tiger? I'm picking Pantera, so yeah. Tiger's going in F tier. I don't care if it's good. The fact that something feels like a direct upgrade to it means I'm putting this in F tier. And now it's on to Pantera, which by itself isn't a very strong res. You don't see either of these really. Like, it is definitely an upgrade to Tiger because it's cooler. But I just don't see anyone using this shit, and the moves are okay. Like, the Sunita Claws are pretty cool. Prey's alright, and then just big ol' slash in front of you. It's cool looking. Don't really see people using it over other stuff. So, I think I gotta put it in C tier. Like, it's definitely better than Tiger. It's direct upgrade, I think. But it just doesn't got much going to it to put it above something like Storm, Vamp, any of these. Next up's just the most mid-res I can think of, honestly. Like, I think what they were going for was to kind of make it a Hakuda, because I think it's supposed to be based on Kazuo. I can never pronounce his name. Basically, the dad devil dude from Tekken, I believe, is what it's supposed to be based on. Has uppercut, has a lot of cool punching moves. It's neat, but I don't really, I haven't seen people really use it, and I don't think it's insanely good from what I've seen. I think Hakuda just by itself is strong. That's I think the only reason you would ever go Devil, but like, the moves aren't too cool. The res mode is really funny with the tail just sitting there. It just has no animation to it. It's just fucking T-posing pretty much. But yeah, I'm putting it in B. It's just made like, it's cool. It could be strong, I'm sure, but it's just not the coolest, I don't think. Next up's an interesting one. This is another one that I think is slept on, and that is Acid. It's another common that I could honestly see Acid being pretty good here. It's damage over time. It has a move that makes it immune to damage. Like, I'm gonna presume its damage is pretty low, similar to something like Poison. Poison, from what I've seen with using it on the Shikai side of things, isn't very good in damage, but because of the damage over time, it can be really nice and just big area cover, which Acid does even better than Poison in terms of area coverage. Huh. See, it's an interesting one. I kind of want to put it in B. I think it's kind of slept on. I think you can do a lot with it. It's obviously not good enough to be put above either Storm or Devil, I think. It is still a common that no one's, that I've seen, has really made a good build out of it yet, but I think there will be one in the future where Acid might be kind of crazy. I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna take that prediction. I think this could be strong. Next up to another, like, weird one, I guess. Phoenix. It's a cool idea and all, but it's not really good. I've fought people with it, seen it a few times. It's cool, I guess. I mean, you get to jump real high. You get some cool wings. I don't know what much to talk about Phoenix with, honestly. I think this is another C tier. It has the cool wings kind of motif. It can be cool. It's pretty easy to parry, I think. And honestly, does such little damage to really be considered good. I think I'm putting it here. I think it is below Pantera for me, honestly. I could see it going either way, but I don't think this is very good. Next up, the Arrogante, which is one I wish was so good, and I'm honestly mad I haven't seen it at all. This is just such a cool looking res. You get a counter move that when it hits a projectile, it can hit their block. You get the fucking decompose, so you get hyper armor and you get fucking a really strong debuff. It's so cool. And then you get your C move. That's alright. I mean, it could maybe get with like Hakuda or something, or it can just be combo extends. I'm honestly excited for when this thing gets a full res and a Segunda, if it ever does get one, because holy shit will it look cool, because this is Baragon's from the anime's fucking res, and I fucking love Baragon so much. He's definitely the coolest Rancor in my opinion. I want this to be good, but it's just not. I feel like it doesn't do much damage. It seems to me a kind of more supportive one than anything. You gotta be pretty smart to be able to use some of these moves, I think, but it's definitely interesting, and it might need a rework at some point, I'm not gonna lie. I kinda wish it was cooler. I think I'm putting it above Acid, just off coolness factor. I think Acid can be better, but to be fair, they're both in that same thing of you just kind of have to be smart and play with them a lot before I think you'll get good at them. So I think I'm putting in B tier above Acid, just off coolness. I think they are honestly could go back and forth. I think they're very similar. Next up with, I don't know if it's the boringest. No, it's definitely the boringest, Spirit. I don't know what they're even going for with Spirit, to be honest. I think most people forget this is even a res, because a lot of these just look like the normal skills. Like, the reses are supposed to have some sort of kind of theme to them, right? I am not sure what the hell the theme here is. I have genuinely no idea. I don't know what Spirit's supposed to be. So I said Tiger was the only F tier before. That's because I completely forgot Spirit even existed, as I think everyone else has. I'm putting it in an F tier. I have never seen, at least I don't think I've ever seen someone use Spirit. And if I have, it was so boring I forgot about it. This needs a rework in some kind. It has such a cool name too, and then the most like, why are these moves connected moves? I think if anything does need a rework, it's definitely Spirit, but Arrogante's rework would be cooler. And next up we have one that I really wish was good, and that's Volcanica. Really, I've only seen fucking Hakuda users use it because it's so good with Hakuda. But I really wish this was just good on everyone. It's so cool looking, and it's sad that I hate it just because it's what Hakuda's players play. It's another kind built for, I don't know if it is built for Hakuda, like something like Devil or Bone, but it's really good on Hakuda. It's so good. I think I'm putting it top of A. I don't think it breaks into the A+ tier. I still think if you're going to Hakuda build, Bone is better. Bone just does a lot more, I think. Though Volcanica's really good at just canceling moves with Magma Plumes. The fact that that just sticks in front of you and it can just, if anyone accidentally gets within range of them, because their hitboxes are kind of large. Volcanica's just really good at canceling moves, but its damage is kind of mid, I won't lie. Like, even when I'm getting hit by Volcanic Trail or Great Eruption, the Z and X moves, I feel like they should be doing more, genuinely. But it's probably good that they're not, seeing as it's fucking Hakuda mains every time. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you. That's the tier list. A good 20-minute video, right on. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me, but I think this is just the factually correct tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. CY, fucking @ sign.